Thank you everyone for tuning in as early as you did. We are getting ready to start pre-qualifying here at Talladega Superspeedway. Janza will be joining me in the booth later on. Right now the non-guaranteed drivers just running a little bit of practice. So Superspeedways work a little bit differently in the Sim Series. Instead of a regular pre-qualifying session where we base the entries on their lap times, we are going to have two 10-lap dual races. So all of the non-guaranteed drivers, the 21 of them, are going to race in a 10-lap, no cautions, run to the line, and the top 5 are going to advance into the main event. Then everyone else will run one more 10-lap shootout, and the top 3 of those non-guaranteed drivers will be put into the Alabama Gang 250. And Janza, what do you think? We're in for a show here today?
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Let's get to this. So
I unmuted right away. So,
so we're gonna
be a
go
great show.
10 laps, no cautions, and just the 21 non-guaranteed drivers. Oh, we got a lot of people tuned in already. And if you guys are keeping up on the Discord, One Incarnation just recently took over the points lead with a string of great finishes. This grid, by the way, is entirely randomized for the shootout races, but it shouldn't matter that much because it's Talladega, and we'll be going 4 wide, I think, by lap 2. Maybe even on the first lap.
Maybe even 5 wide.
I think 5 wide might mean chaos. So, starting at the front for the first of our shootouts here, Jose the Potato in the 21. And VGO3 in the 82. Baldumati and the AFK Master in the second row. Pace cars pulling in. We're getting right to the show here in the first of our pre-qualifying shootouts. So it's kind of like the duels at Daytona, except only the outside or the non-guaranteed drivers get to start. So filing through the tri-oval right now. One Carnation says they all gonna die. I think we're gonna see green flag flies. Away we go to AFK Master, already going to the top.
Big dick energy.
We have energy already. It's James, of course it is. We're gonna with the $4 saying, oh god, he's gonna make me say it. Yu-chan is so nice and happy, joy, joy. You're crazy, but I appreciate the donation. Thanks for supporting a drive-through. Down the back straight of these guys are going 3 wide already. Jose the Potato will stay out front. VGO3 in second, but Baldumati looking at the bottom. Only 10 laps here. I think these guys are going to want to work their way to the front as soon as possible. We're already seeing a group of cars losing the main draft. Savage Toy Show, the 60, the 39. Some of these guys having trouble keeping up with everybody else. Oh, I know why they're having trouble keeping up with everyone else. Hold the phone. Hold the phone, everybody. I gotta update ratings. Give me a quick minute, because they're on, I think, like...
Oh, false start.
I think they're on 60, 100, or 60, 80s. So let me find wherever the hell I put N ratings. And make sure that everybody's on equal ground, because here in the Sim Series, everybody should have the exact same ratings. I mean, it's not a true redo, it kind of is. Yeah, everyone should have 70, 100. That makes sense why they would lose the draft so fast. So we're just taking a minute to make sure all the racing is fair. I'm going to do it with the main roster as well. I know some of you have doubted how fair the ratings are, but I assure you, it's the same for everybody. So we're going to re-randomize the grid and get going. Will somebody LePage? I tell you what, I think damaged cars are going to become an issue. And we saw it at Daytona. I mean, they almost cause a wreck at the very end. And they don't do a good job of getting out of the way. So we're going to get going for real. This time it's Gatlin Downey and McSpookboy on the front row. Spookboy, who recently got bumped down to the part-time status, missed the top 35 cut line by 5 points. So if that 6 qualifies in today, I think he can get back to full-time status. But you never know. We could have another part-time winner like Hello I'm You last week. Let's get ready to go green in the first of these 2 shootout races here at Talladega, and immediately Emmett Lashbrook jumping to the outside to try and get a jump on the 6. Doesn't quite get it done. With these restrictor plates, these cars are slow to accelerate here.
Fuck you guys.
I love how hard that one hits. Thank you so much for the donation, Chance. What did that amount to? Is that $30 Canadian? Or is that 20? What is that? Yeah, $30 Canadian. Whatever that is in American, I appreciate it. It's my favorite donation message. We're going 3 wide already.
I made sure to make it special.
Thanks,
There you go.
That was fantastic.
I didn't expect it to do it right away.
It hit hard too. Okay. At the end of lap 1 here, it's the 06 of that NR 2003 guy, fittingly at the front of the pack, even though that 06 hasn't qualified for... No, he's done 1 race. But right now he's sitting last in the point standings. 57th with just 1 start. And it's the number 14. Speaking of drivers who haven't made a lot of races, Jared Preston Plays YT hasn't qualified for a single race yet. Maybe this pre-qualifying format change will help him out here today. 14 has struggled a little bit for sponsorship, but they've picked up DEI now on the hood of that car. And he's going to move himself to the lead here. Coming down to lap 2 here, these guys might be going 4 wide, sticking to 3 lanes for now. But the 06, that Arnold 2003 guy, pushed to the top. So the 14 holds on up front. Jared Preston Plays YT, holds the entire pack back. Now it's pure red and blues RP behind him in the 1. Down the back straightaway they go. Still 3 lines racing. Simon Bloomfield in the 91 struggling to hang on to the draft. But remember, drivers here will always get a second chance because there's 1 more shootout race after this. So Mitchell Collins looks for second place. He gets past the 1 of pure red and blues RP. And Matt Eisenbeiss goes to the top. They've got 4 lines back in the pack. You see Simon Bloomfield in the 91 just straggling off the back of the pack. Gonna have to do something a little bit more if he wants to pull himself back in here. Trooper 501 in the 51 moves down, but it's the 60 of Savage Toy Show. Goes all the way to the bottom, making it 3 wide for second.
JR's got a strong car.
He really does. He's led a good number of laps here. And at a place where the draft is so strong, it's actually kind of hard to hold an entire field behind him, but 14 is managing to make it work. We're going 4 wide back in the pack yet again. Now starting lap 5 of 10. Thank you for the Twitch host, Baldamati. Is now McSpookboy in the 6 to the bottom. And now finally we have a lead change. All that momentum on the bottom line pushes the 6 to the front. See Simon Bloomfield just struggling behind them.
Now the 3 wide for the lead.
Jose the Potato on the bottom, but JR's going to hold them off. He blocks the middle line. Here comes Jose on the bottom. And they're going 4 wide behind him. So Simon Bloomfield lost the draft. He will definitely be out of contention for the top 5 here. Unless we have a wreck. That'll certainly shake things up. Because remember, no cautions in this little shootout race. Now they're going 4 wide for the lead. Emmett Lashbrook to the bottom. And that's going to move the 14 all the way up the track. Jose the Potato is going to drop back as well. Emmett Lashbrook and Janza and that N 2003 guy. I'm surprised that 06 has worked his way all the way back to the front so soon. And now here comes the 06 to the bottom. They're going 3 wide for the lead yet again. Janza's going to be stuck in the middle. Back down to 3 lanes. See how hard these guys are willing to push at the end of this race. Could get a little bit chaotic. They'll certainly be fighting hard to stay in the top 5. Emmett Lashbrook being shuffled way back now. He's in the 4th lane.
They almost went 5 wide there.
That was
for
really
second.
close. They're going 4 wide for second.
Oh, they're still gonna try to go 4 wide.
Oh, Trooper 501 in the 51. Oh, he just cleared that.
Don't tell me they're gonna go 5 wide here.
Down the back straightaway. 4 lines. Now it's the AFK Master on the bottom looking for the lead. Is getting tight. The 6 and the 14. Maybe a little bit of contact coming into turn 3. I'm amazed these guys have managed to not wreck so far. Thank you for subscribing.
47 was second. Just a lap ago.
Maybe a bit of contact between the 16 and the 51. DS Gaming and Trooper 501. Alex 924. Thanks for following me on Twitch. So now to AFK Master leads. That N2003 guy holding on to second, but in the second line, he doesn't have the momentum just yet. It's Mitchell Collins. And in his very first attempt, number 39 being driven by Rolo00 Racing, taking over from Skull and Bones after he got injured last week out at Bristol. We wish him the best, and we hope to see him back racing next week at Charlotte. But Rolo's making some moves. That 39's in second place. It's a pretty good first impression as a young rookie here in the Sim series. And now I think we're going 4 wide again. Yeah, we are. We've got 4 lanes through the entire pack now.
And there's still a lane open. Lane or 2.
That is a tight group of cars. 2 laps to go in this shootout. Again, it's the top 5 that transfer on into the main event. And to AFK Master out front, looks like he is in control here. Looks like it's back down to 3 lanes of racing. Savage Toy Show in the 60 looking to put himself in position to transfer into the race. He's already got a win under his belt. Now makes a move to the bottom. Jan's in the 47 behind him. That came really close to
that was
the
almost
47 and
disastrous.
1. White flag. They're side by side at the front. Remember, the top 5 transfer on. They're going 4 wide again.
Man.
Jens is going to push the 60 at the front. Here comes Hello MU in the 85. Both of the race winners in this group doing pretty well so far. Down the back straightaway they come for the last time. The 60 moves up a lane. I think we're down to 3 lanes. They're still keeping it clean. Savage Toy Show blocks everyone. Now back down to the bottom. So right now in a position to transfer the 60. The 85, McSpookboy jumping in it. Jans is going to have to hold on if he wants to transfer here. Here comes the 00 and the 39 on the bottom. The battle for that last transfer position between the 39 and the 47. They're going to be side by side at the line, but I think Rolo got it.
I think he got it.
Confirmed
Yep.
by 100th of a second.
Wow.
So moving on into the main event, Savage Toy Show. The 00 ended up second. Julio Caesar,
Wow.
who just recently dropped down to the part-time status. The 85 of Hello IMU, the 6 of McSpookboy, and the 39, Rolo00 Racing. So let's get these guys moved out of this grid into the new one. Let's try and get this second shootout going as soon as we can. So I'm just going to remember the top 5. They're the only important ones. And let's Mix up our grids a little bit. So, oh my god. So the 60 will move on to the main field. Savage Toy Show sporting a brand new little winner sticker on his car. Julio Caesar in the 00. Hello, you in the 85. And McSpook Boy and Rolo 00 Racing. So remember, there are still 3 transfer positions left. And 16 cars are going to fight for it in one more shootout. And we are getting ready to get underway right now. So DS Gaming, the 60 is already in the main, but the 16 is still going to fight for one of those 3 transfer positions left.
Okay, buddy, fire to one switch at a time, turning your stuff on.
And they're ready to go already. We're moving fast here. Although it looks like we've had a failure to qualify.
Okay, buddy, fire one switch at a time.
There we go. Alright, everybody's in the race. We're all good. The 91 of Simon Bloomfield, who we saw lose the draft in the last event. Now starting in the 3rd row. He'll get a second chance. 47 of Janza, who missed out by 1/100th of a second. He's going to get a second chance as well. So, just 16 cars fighting for 3 spots. 10 laps of racing. No cautions. I think we're going to see some 4-wide action yet again. I'm amazed they didn't wreck, honestly. That got real dicey at some points.
I'll be amazed if they don't wreck here.
Yeah, I think these guys will be pushing harder than ever. Green flag flies, and shootout number 2 is underway here at Talladega. Pretty good start by Gatlin Downey up front. Trooper 501 in the 51. Looking to qualify into his first race. Surprisingly enough, there's a handful of cars that just haven't managed to pre-qualify into a race yet this season, even though they've attempted every single one. That out of 2003 guy, yep, already on the high side. But he's going to drop back pretty quickly. Down the back straightaway they come for the first time. Brendan Smalley in that 71 looking to the inside. And it's the 1 of Pure Red and Blues RP making it 3 wide for second. Aiden says, I feel like everyone is going to wreck. Come race time, don't worry. I mean, we've seen how dicey it got with 20 cars on track. It's going to be crazy when we have 42. Brendan Smalley to the inside, going 3 wide for the lead. With a push from Mitchell Collins, he might just be able to do it.
Oh, don't tell me they're going to go 4 wide here.
The Ted car had a peak, but
I thought he was going to get there.
on lap 2, I think maybe not the time just yet. I'm sure these guys will be going 4 wide pretty soon, though. Down the back straightaway, Brendan Smalley with a pretty good gap over the 10 car. See how well he can block him as this race goes on. Nobody losing draft just yet. So everybody is still right in this. Emmett Lashbrook with a big move to the bottom. Still only 3 lanes of racing. It looks like that Aaron 2003 guy looking to the inside. Now we've got 4 lanes. Jans is on the bottom of the 14 and the 23. And with a push from the 06 there, moving to the front.
Oh, and here he comes. They're going to go 3 wide.
Maybe more.
Maybe 4 wide.
Just 3 wide for now. Brendan Smalley is holding this field off. It always gets dicey in the tri-oval, though. See where these drivers take their momentum.
That inside line has less banking than any of the other lanes, so that could play a factor in how they run.
Could be a little slippy down there. And transitioning from the bottom lane to the second lane could also be pretty sketchy as we get into this race. Now Matt Eisenbeis is close behind Brendan Smalley, but not making a move just yet. We're still in the first half of this second shootout. Now the 27 looks to the inside, coming into turn 3.
He's got help from the 06. They're all single file on the inside.
But it looks like that N203 guy's going to go to the inside, and Cadlin Downey in the
Oh, he's
59 has a
gonna
peek
try
as
and
well.
go for the lead, don't tell me.
4 wide, maybe.
3 wide still.
It's a 59 on the bottom, and now the 23's got to run. They were single file, and now they've bunched right back up. With that N203 guy going to the front. The 16 and the 21 barely holding on in the back of this small group of cars. DS Gaming and Jose the Potato are going to have to push hard if they want to get into this top 3.
Oh, they're blocking each other in the mid pack.
And now we're going 4 wide. AFK Master way on the high side.
Oh, what is that 47 trying to do?
He's trying to make his own lane in the middle. So that N2003 guy still leads. Gatlin Downey in second. The pack is a little bit more spread out than we saw in the first shootout, but I think they're pushing harder and harder. 5 laps to go. And remember, only the top 3 spots will transfer onto the main event. Hello, I'm Yusk. Who's the other commentator? It's Janza.
Hello.
Same as last week. I've got Janza in the booth. Hopefully, it won't be as crazy as last week. I'm sure it'll be chaotic, but I'd like to see some green flag racing here.
This is promising for the actual race. Not a single crash yet.
And not just good moves for the lead, but we've seen some drivers able to hold off the pack. The 06 has led for a number of laps here.
JR Preston Plays also was able to hold the lead for a long time in the last shootout.
Well, he's going to move back. He's going to have to move to the front of the pack if he wants to get in the race. Only 3 transfer positions up for grab here. Up for grabs. Down the back straightaway. Pure Red and Blues RP tucked in behind the 06, not making a move just yet. I think that one's going to stay patient. So we have just over 3 laps to go here. This pack is spreading out again. We've seen way more single file or double file racing than we did in the first duel. 3 to go. It's the 06 and the 1 out
Still
front.
single file.
Here comes VGO3. VGO3 right now 56th in points. Hasn't had a great season so far, that 82 car. He's only qualified for 1 race. And the only driver with less points than the 82 is the leader right now, that 2003 guy. But working with Pure Red and Blues RP, these guys have stayed ahead of the pack.
2 to go.
The 1 and the 06 have been really cooperative at the front. And it's done well for them so far, but the 82 and the 59 are right there. We've got 4 cars pulling away from the pack now. This is looking like real Talladega. Down the back straightaway, let's see if anyone at the front makes some big moves. Gatlin Downey has a peek to the inside. No help behind him. Here comes the 1 of Pure Red and Blues RP. It's now the 59 behind the 1, the 82 behind the 06. Just over a lap to go. Now
they're double file. All lanes through the pack.
And here comes Brendan Smalley back into the picture. We know that 71 is really quick here. Maybe having a look to the inside. Can't do it. White flag, 1 to go. The top 3 will transfer. Everybody else will get sent home. Gatlin Downey on the bottom with Brendan Smalley behind him. Moving to the front now. The 82 and the 06 are getting shuffled back. Here comes Mitchell Collins. And JR Preston Plays YT in that 14. Moving up at just the right time. Here they come down the back straightaway. The 71 will cover the inside, but I think Mitchell Collins might be able to get his nose underneath. Can't quite do it. I think Gatlin Downey had a better run out of the corner. The 59 and the 71. Neck and neck at the front. But here comes that bottom line. The 71, the 10, the 14.
Oh. He's got a nose under him.
Coming into the tri-oval. The 71 and the 10 look like they're going to qualify. It's the 59 and the 14. Gatlin Downey and Jared Preston plays YT for that third spot. Who's going to get it? Gatlin Downey does it. Just barely. 0.02 of a second over the 14. So moving on into the main show. The 71 of Brendan Smalley, the 10 of Mitchell Collins, and the 59 of Gatlin Downey.
Good, clean race.
A very clean race. I'm impressed. We haven't seen a single wreck in 20 laps of racing now, albeit with pretty small packs. I feel like the main event could be a little bit more chaotic. So the 71, the 10, and the 59 will move on. Let's move them into the main event. I remember qualifying for super speedways is not group qualifying like we've seen at the other races this season so far, which means we'll just simulate it. We can't really show it on film. So the 39, the 60, the 71 move in. I'm gonna find out who else. It was the 71, the 10, and the 59, right? Hello, IMU moves in, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we also have the 59 of Gatlin Downey. We're going to qualify for his second race. And McSpookboy in the 6.
I might be gone for like 5 minutes. I should be back for the next race though.
The next race. We're about to start.
I'll be quick.
Okay. We'll be quick. Okay, who did I miss? Oh, Julio Caesar in the 00. If I can find him. And I got Savage Toy Show. Hello, I'm you, Rollo. Who did I forget? Who have I so unkindly forgotten? Alright, I gotta check the photo. Oh, it's Mitchell Collins. Mitchell Collins and the 10 will qualify. So the 10 and the 6, who both... The 10, the 6, and the 00 all started the season as full-time competitors, haven't had the best of luck, ended up falling out of guaranteed status. Now they're all going to qualify for this race. So I think we're showing the experience of these teams is really paying off in these short little shootout races. So we are setting up for 94 laps here at Talladega Superspeedway. All 42 cars. And then we remember to turn cautions and pace laps back on. And we've already seen these guys are willing to go 3-4 wide in small groups. So as a big pack, this could be pretty chaotic. And it'll only be a matter of time until we see the big one. So chat, what do you think? We've got 94 laps of racing, but how long do we go until we see the first caution? What's your guess? What's your over-under on caution laps? Five lanes solid the whole race is Hello I'm You. We're going to go ahead and simulate our qualifying session. Unfortunately, when we only run one car at a time, we can't watch it. That's okay. It's Tropical says 0 green flag laps. Hello, I'm you, 10 cautions, pure 17 laps. Aiden says 7. Wolf Striker says 2. Come on, give me a little bit of faith. There we go. Anthony Play says 20 laps. Luke Rainey will say 8. Kumon Cup Series going 25. 92 Hunter, caution every lap. Priya McShane, big one first lap.
We betting on when the first wreck will be?
Yep. We're seeing the big
About
one on lap
12.
12 is your call. I'm gonna
My call
say
is lap 12.
I'm gonna give them a little bit of faith and say lap 15. Michael Deitch, I appreciate it. It's just lap 34 before they wreck. You have a lot of faith in these drivers,
That's a
especially after Bristol. It's very polite of you. Fuzzy Egg says 95 cautions. That'll certainly be a record. Big one, lap 0. Before, when they hit the tri-oval coming towards the line.
They just all do a Mark Martin 2002?
Oh, when he just took out Jimmy?
Yeah, he just on the pace lap.
Yeah.
He was up on the high side.
Lap 17 coming out of 2. That's a very precise prediction, hello, I'm you. Let's see how
Watch it
accurate
actually
it
happen
is.
though.
Lap 17 coming out of 2. Try to remember that. Adrian confirming it was 2002 when he quote unquote killed JJ. I mean, he ruined his race before it even started. That is some iRacing level stuff. It's not a good thing. So the first qualifying laps are coming through now. KHP01 with a 48.9 at the top. Fireball 398 in the 9 up there as well. Xander M in the 01, doing well as usual. Simon Bloomfield says, lap 18 on the back. Chase lap 20 coming out of 4. The big one makes a very bold prediction.
All of these specific predictions.
I mean, if they're right, it'll be incredible. The big one
Yeah.
very boldly says somewhere between lap 0 and lap 94. I think it might fall in that range, but I'm not sure. So just a minute left as these drivers qualify. We can see the times on our screen. Rolo 00 Racing in his first start, qualifying 22nd, doing pretty well so far. At the back, Mitchell Collins couldn't put together a good lap, 52.6. He's 7/10 off everybody else.
Wow.
Some sort of problem in the 10 car. Maybe you got the wall.
That's more than 7/10. It's a few seconds. Pretty sure.
Did I say 7/10?
Yeah.
3 seconds and 7/10. Pretty far back.
What's happened there? Like, we spin off, like, spin out of the trial or something?
Maybe some engine problems in the 10 car. Well, with 26 seconds left, to see if he finishes another lap here. Mark says he knows a way to do qualifying. How? Alright, with qualifying coming to an end, the grid is set. KHP1 in the 8, starting on pole with a very fast 48.609. Fireball 398 will start in second, and then it's Spitfire, Xander M, Jake 24, recently upgraded the full-time status. Savage Toy Show in 6th. Hunter B, F1 Fan 2751, Brendan Smalley, and then it's the Kumon Cup Series, rounding out the top 10. Very time consuming? Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like fun.
In before Greasy Boy takes the win with a lawnmower. Says tropical.
Alright. How many cars will finish? Big one says 22, 9200 says 0. Come on now. Alright, let's get onto this race. Yeah, when I do group qualifying, I use Save Game Editor.
Fired up here. Remember, one switch at a time, turning
But
yourself
I'm not
on.
going to run 42 cars and watch replays of all of them. So let's skip on over to the command and hear the most famous words in racing.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Nice evening, long day. It's going to be a lot of adjustments. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. This is a real race here. We're going to have a blast tonight. I can't wait to get out there and get going.
And the pace lap is underway. I think it's the longest pace lap of the season. Here at 2.66 miles around Talladega Superspeedway. It's a sunny day here in Alabama. A whole lot of fans come out to watch the race. Where's the best place to get Inno 2003 mods? The Duper site, the Weebly. It indexes everything. It's fantastic. So we'll see if everyone's predictions come true here at Talladega. The Alabama Gang 250, 94 laps. Down the backstretch they come. The pace lights are off, which means we're getting going pretty quickly here. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Appreciate it. I think we have... I don't think we've seen this many viewers since the duels. And someone said super speedway racing isn't good. Certainly bringing the viewers out here today. I think troubled spots we're going to see on the track is probably through the tri-oval. Or it might be through 1 and 2, because I know they can go 5 wide through the tri-oval. But I don't think they can go through 1 and 2 5 wide. So we might see some chaos there. But when these damaged cars end up really slow on track, they're going to cause some moving chicane situations like we saw in Daytona. But hey, it might end up in an incredibly close finish like we saw in Daytona.
I think the inside line on the tri-oval with the less banking, I think that could mess some drivers up.
Yeah, very possibly a troubled spot. But I think what's going to happen is guys will dive down there and then stick the pack 5 wide. Here we go. Green flag is out. And we're racing at Talladega Superspeedway. Restrictor plate racing for the second of our 3 races here in the inaugural DriveThrough Sim Series season. Race 7 out of 16. We're approaching the halfway point. KHP1 gets a very good start in the bottom and a nice little push from Spitfire. We'll put that 8 car out front. And out of turn 2, look at the pack spread out already. Oh my goodness. At the back, they're going 3 wide. At the front, they're going 4 wide. Jake 24 on the bottom. And
already 3 wide for the lead. Lap 1. They're 4 wide back there. Third row.
4 wide. It's Savage Toy Show in the 60 being put way up the track. And look at this pack. Out of turn 4.
Oh my god.
Jake 24 is going to lead the first lap, and they're going 4 wide again. Thank you for...
This isn't good.
Thank you for subscribing, Blaze. I appreciate it. This
doesn't look good. They made a lap.
4 wide for second.
Oh.
Non-crack on the bottom, and the big one behind him. With McSpookboy, this bottom line is moving fast, but 4 wide solid. Down the back straightaway they come.
No way they make 5 laps like this.
This is some aggressive racing out of the gate. Trouble maybe between the 01 up top.
Oh,
a little bit of contact, but they survive. Still going 4 wide.
They're going to go 5 wide. They're 5 wide. Are they?
The 9's having a look to the inside of the 01. They're still good. They're still 4 wide. Jake 24 still leads. And now we've got 4 lanes of racing. Deep in the pack. If that 98 looks to the bottom, they might go 5 wide. Here comes the 48. They're 5 wide.
They are 5 wide.
Hunter B stuck way up top. KHP01 is just getting squeezed in the middle.
There's no way.
Through 1 and 2. They're going. They're 4 wide racing.
They're touching the wall a little bit.
Out of turn 2. Still no wreck. Down the back straightaway. 42 cars under an admittedly very large blanket. Andrew Fitzy's in the lead. That's the most surprising thing out of all of this. That O'Farr car has been wrecking race after race. Now up front. 4 lanes solid. Solid coming out of turn 4.
There's drive-through in the middle. 4th in the middle lane.
Behind Rollo, a lot of these drivers stuck in the middle. There's nowhere they can go. I mean, if a wreck happens, you're just stuck in it.
It's over for most of these people.
Andrew Fitzy's just blocking all 4 lanes up front. Getting through turns 1 and 2. Okay.
Pack is breaking up a little.
maybe 5 wide. The 53 had a look to the bottom of the 13. Normally, you wouldn't be able to say, I mean, a pack that looks like this is breaking up, but after some of these laps at the start here, it was sketchy to say the least. Oh, contact! 98 goes around. Asteroid Strike 9. The 53 is involved, and the 01 of Xander M. Everybody on the brakes. The 71 has damage. The 44 of Kumon Cup Series, right in the middle.
Wow.
Gets on the brakes and avoids it, and I'm amazed to say only 3 cars involved. Caution is out. On lap 4. Oh, the 60 goes around. Again. Savage Toy Show gets spun in the tri-oval. Almost gets hit by the 4. He doesn't have a whole lot of damage. These guys are going on the grass under him. But I think we're doing all right. See if these guys can get down to single file okay. That usually proves to be a bit of a trouble for the Sim Series drivers. I'm going to get picked up by the pace car. Some damaged cars and some broken hearts, I'm sure. The big 153, Xander M in the 01, and the 98 of Asteroid Strike, and some sort of incident involving the 60. Let's go back and see what happened.
Adrian Fitzy lost the lead in all of that, too.
Yeah, it's the 12 of Anderson Reed out front now. So it's coming into turn 3. The 98 and the 01 just a little bit too close to each other. We see the middle 2 lanes are pretty tight squeezing to each other, but the 98 and the 01 come together, and they just move up in front of the 53. Nothing they can do. And as they slowly slide down the track, it's the 71 of Brendan Smalley who loses out. And I can't believe that Kumon Cup Series got through this. Look at this. These guys are sliding down the track. He goes under the 98 and above the others and moves on. That's impressive. Let's go on board here. That's unbelievable. And to not get damage on the back of Brendan Smalley too, because the 71 got in the back of the 25 right here.
Oh,
avoids it, gets on the brakes. Hunter B had a pretty close call there as well, but getting through there just all right. Let's see what happened to the 60 on the apron here. What?
Whoa.
So I guess through avoiding the wreck, Priya McShane and Savage Toy Show get stuck on the apron.
And I think turns right.
He realizes the pits are there. Ends up getting into the side of the 7. A little tap from Priya McShane, but I think these cars are he escaped what could have been much, much worse. So maybe not the smartest driving from race winner Savage Toy Show, but that 60 will be able to continue in the race today. So let's skip on over to real time. And everybody's pitting.
Everyone's pitting.
Everybody's pitting. So this early in the race, maybe trying to extend the run, or maybe just trying to get a feel for the wear on the tires here. No, it looks like fuel only for the 39. He's the first one to pit. This could be chaotic. It's really tight. This Talladega.
I think it's fuel only for everyone.
Looks like just extending runs. Hopefully no contact. The 57's taking tires. Interesting call for Michael Deitch.
Was he involved in a wreck or no?
Definitely not. Adrian Fitzy lost a whole bunch of ground as well, so either that was a bad stop from the 04 team, or no, it was just a slow stop. So I think everyone's going to get out of the pits okay. Oh, a little bit of contact. 45 and the 48. Yep, just extending runs, everybody. And Hunter B's got a bunch of damage. They've pulled the front end off that car. And it's looking like a Bristol car, really. That's 78. Xander, I'm doing some repair work on the right side of that car. The big 153 has the hood's a little bit popped up, but it looks like they've done a decent job of fixing that car up. As everybody slows down and lines up to the best of their abilities, of course. It's Anthony Plays who ends up in the lead of this thing. I guess he had a better pit stop than Anderson Reed. But we know the lead can disappear pretty quickly here at Talladega. Especially if these guys are racing 4 wide like they were before. So at the front, we haven't seen much from the 32. We've been focusing on all the crazy racing, but Anthony Plays ends up in first here on lap 7. It's Anderson Reed in second. That's Pure in the 61 in third. Last week's race winner, Hello I'm You, sporting a brand new paint scheme for this week. And the 00 of Julio Caesar, RacerFan 99 in the 22. Luke Rainey, the last plate track winner here in the DriveThrough Sim Series in the 2. He's in 7th. Rolo 00 Racing in 8th place in his very first start. Just subbing in
He had
for
a
Skull and
really
Bones.
good pit stop.
He had one of the first boxes, so he avoided a whole lot of the chaos in the pits. So
Yeah.
maybe qualifying near the back helped out that 39 team. Adrian Fitzy down in 9th place, and DNP 10 rounds out the top 10. So we're going to skip on over to the green flag because it's a super speedway and the cautions take a long time. Not that I'm impatient, but just that I don't have the patience. Coming out of turn 3, 2 retirements from the race. Brendan Smalley in the 71. We saw he got a whole bunch of damage, just crunched up in line. And the 01 of Xander M. Really sad to see those guys leave early, especially Brendan Smalley. These part-time drivers are, I mean, they just need good finishes here, but get wrecked out that early. It is kind of sad. Nikki B asks, where's Cody? Cody is deep in the pack somewhere. He's in 14th in that 28 car. So, starting lap 9, field files single file through the tri-oval, led by Anthony Plays 32. Green flag out, and we're racing yet again here at Talladega. See how long we
Some
can
of them
go.
already making moves to the outside.
Pure in the 61, Julio Caesar, the 00. Getting a little bit fed up with other people's restarts. 61 able to pull up alongside the 12, but don't think that high side has the momentum through the turns.
This restart, since it was single file, I don't think it'll be as chaotic when they form the packs.
Or it'll take a few more laps for these guys to get drafted up to each other. You can see all the damaged cars at the back struggling a little bit. Notably Hunter B in the 78, that front end's destroyed. So Anthony Plays, holds off the 12 and the 61. That high side might be working out for Pure and for Julio Caesar. I'm kind of impressed. And we've already got 3 lanes. It's RacerFan 99 and the 22 going to the bottom. Anthony holds off everybody, but this pack is closing in because everybody going single file is catching up to this lead group so fast. 4 wide.
They're 4 wide.
Adrian Fitzy on the bottom with a push from rival Mitchell Collins in the 10. I don't expect that help to last very long. Still single file behind them, but the very front of this pack is spread out pretty good. Anthony Plays holding the lead here on lap 10.
That 32 is a little bit higher up in the inside lane. And here comes...
Adrian Fitzy with a push from Cody H Gaming. No, Cody's going to go to the bottom 3
goes
wide for the
Cody.
lead.
Has he led yet this season?
I don't think so. I don't think Cody's led a
Is he
single
gonna
lap.
do it?
He's not going to lead this
No.
time. That'll be Adrian Fitzy, and he might
They're
not
4
lead
wide, though.
because Flynn is on the
They're going
bottom.
4 wide.
Cody's not going to lead the lap. LaFlynn's zone in the 38 is going to just squeeze right through. And former points leader, F1 Fan 2751, is now at the front. And this pack is closing up pretty quickly. Rolo in the 39 now making his way to the front. Julio Caesar in the 00. These guys are
They're
going
4 wide again.
4 wide. I mean, wow. Only took, what, 2 laps? And we've already got a 4 wide pack. So LaFlynn zone leads. Julio Caesar second. And, well, I mean, third is just changing.
Cody has fell back again in that middle lane.
Oh,
They're
they're
4 wide. It's further on the pack. There's someone coming out of the pits.
Mike
Can't
PMC
tell
at
who
the
that
pit.
is.
The 13 has some sort of problem. Could be a loose wheel. Could be some sort of fueling issue they had in the pit stop before. So that's going to put the 13 a lap down for sure. Down the back straightaway they come again. Julio Caesar leads. Flynn is holding on a second so far. Some cars
So
starting
many
to
lane
lose.
changes.
They are weaving all over the place, trying to find some draft. Some cars starting to lose the lead draft. I think I saw Luke Rainey in the 2, unable to hold on for now. Or maybe he's just, you know, conserving, staying back a little bit, letting these guys wreck, and maybe making his move later on. Cody's back up to 4th. Got the 9 of Fireball 398, also a little bit further behind.
They're not as tightly bunched up as they were before that first caution.
Yeah, it looks like the 00 of Julio Cesar at the front has sort of found some space. And we know that car's been good on super speedways. At Daytona, he led a whole bunch of laps before being wrecked out. And the rest of the season has just kind of gone downhill from there. It's been very disappointing from the 00 car. But now in this new discount tire paint scheme, which looks really, really cool. Able to lead some more here at Talladega. Looking to get back into the top 35 in points. It's a big day for the 00, the 10, and the 6. All battling for just, well, they're all just outside the cut line in terms of full-time drivers. So now Weak Boy in the 29 makes his move to the front. Onto the back straightaway, Weak Boy leads. Looks like Gatlin Downey had a chance, but
Cody's trying to make something happen.
they're going to
in
go
the
4
middle.
wide here.
4 wide, they almost make contact.
20 and the 38 really close together. And it's
Here goes midlife.
Ben Pye
Where
on
did
the
he come
bottom.
from?
And Hello I'm You goes to the bottom. Maybe push from Rolo. These guys could be going to the front. Got a couple
I
of
think they
dodges
are.
on the bottom. Stop looking at the pace car. We got 3 lanes at the front now. But we could see Rolo's
they're
going to the
gonna go
bottom.
4 wide.
39 looking to lead here. 4 wide in his first
could do it.
start. Not his first start, his first attempt at a race. And Rolo's put that car to the front.
With a push from Adria Fitzy, and Adria is going to try and pass him now.
Adria Fitzy with Priya McShane behind her. I think the only 2 female drivers in the Sim Series. Working together on the bottom. Cody is still stuck in no man's land. And now it's getting pretty sketchy behind them.
Now they're starting to form back up like they were at the
Adria's,
start of the race.
Adria's blocking all 4 lanes at the front.
Adria's just pulling away.
That's the second time the 04's led some laps here. Could be one to watch later on in the race.
They're 4x4x4x4. Do you see this?
This is what, 4 different 4x4 cars. This is so many cars bunched
4
so
rows
close
of 4.
together. That's 16 for all you math nerds. The 3 of the 81's going to the front. Thick Daddy hasn't been to the front all day. Now making a move for the lead. You can see the 3 of NASCAR Lover 201 also at the front for the first time. But it's going to be Thick Daddy. Maybe to lead this lap, because Pure's going to have a look in the 61. The leader is changing faster than we can keep track. And look at how wide this pack is through the tri-oval. 4 cars across yet
Still
again.
4 wide.
And Jake 24 is going to be moved to the top as well. Still not wrecking though. These guys are keeping it pretty clean. A lot of weaving down the back straightaway from Hello I'm You in the 85. Adria Fitzy's going to make the move back into second. The 04 pushed out of the lead but not shuffled back. I'm amazed that they're still going. I mean, we could have seen so many big ones through this pack.
Look how far out the leader is.
Pure is, you're right, just driving away. All this battling for second, and the 61's able to pull away. But they're catching up to lap traffic. Hunter B in the 78 in a pretty destroyed car is definitely going to hold up.
This is going to get crazy.
Down the back straightaway, they're so close.
Oh.
The 61 is
no.
held up. Here comes the pack. Adria Fitzy's looking to make a move for the lead. It's going to hold up that top line of cars. And here comes the 04 to the bottom, and the 85 below her. Certainly going to spread the pack out now. And it's Hello I'm You moving to the front. I'm really concerned about the 78 back in the pack. They're going 4 wide. Priya McShane stuck behind him. And now maybe 4 wide for second. Anthony Plays having a look to the bottom. But it's Hello I'm You leading another set of laps here in that 85 car. And RacerFan 99 to the front for the first time in that 22. 19 laps we've only done. It feels like so much longer than that with all these lead changes and this 4 wide racing. Now I get a little bit of a chance to breathe as the lap traffic has spread this front pack up.
It's been exciting but clean.
And I think that's a first for the Sim Series. A lot of excitement has been derived from chaos, if you will. The 32 and the 04 getting pretty close together. And it's Flynn to the front with the 33 of Carter Friesen to the front for the first time.
More lap traffic. This.
And it's the big 153. Ooh. One Carnation
much
moving
slower
up into fourth.
He is much slower.
I know.
Oh, wow. They are.
He's going to slow them down. Flynn gets by. He's stuck in the middle. Now he's going to move up the track. He's going to hold up that top line. Carter Friesen gets by. Hello I'm You is really held up. Thank you for subscribing, Nikki B 2003.
Oh, more lap traffic. I think. Or was that just how
no,
far away?
That's just Flynn way up front.
Okay.
Problems for Luke Rainey. The 2 cars in the pits. Some sort of issues in that 2 team, and that's really unfortunate because he was certainly one of the favorites coming into this week. So this pack will spread out yet again. LaFlinzone, the only one able to get past the slow big one, has a pretty big lead. I think it's the biggest we've seen so far over Carter Friesen in the 33. Recently upgraded the full-time status. Down the back straight away.
Blocking each other.
Everyone's trying to find draft, find some free space beside them. But it's 38 of Flynn still out front. Looks like the lap traffic won't be an issue for a little while. A handful of drivers that have just been held up by traffic or lost the draft but still have clean cars. The 44 of Kumon Cup Series, the 77 of DriveThrough, 48 of Spitfire, and the 9 of Fireball 398. You can see Priya McShane had some trouble getting around the big one. She's going to lose the draft as well. But we have a lot of laps here to go. I think a caution will bunch these guys up at some point. They've still kept it clean so far. Julio Cesar looking for the lead yet again. But it's Thick Daddy on the bottom. We're seeing some familiar faces out front now. It looked like Thick Daddy had a run down the back straightaway, but Julio Cesar will hold on to the lead. Coming at the end of lap 22 here. This pack starting to bunch up again. Seeing some 3 wide, maybe some 4 wide. And yes, it will be 4 wide. Here comes F1 Fan 2751 to the bottom. Really close between the 3 and the 10. And that's going to push Weak Boy to the back. And now we've got 4 lanes again. So Thick Daddy close behind the 00. It's F1 Fan behind them. And then 4 wide. With the 7 of Chase the Coyote looking at the bottom midlife. Running that ESPN paint scheme for the first time this season. But Pure's going to stick them 4 wide. Maybe. No, midlife clears them.
Midlife's going to block.
I didn't think midlife was clear, but that 83 is. Good amount of speed here. I mean, we've seen the 83, the 7, they did really well at Daytona.
Cody H Gaming.
And it's Rollo in the 39 as well. The 04 and the 28 have worked together a couple times today. Nothing like that creator-moderator bond. Hirohito in the 45 losing the draft of this main pack. So Fake Daddy getting shuffled back. Here comes Pure. Cody and Adra still together. Making their way to the front. And this pack hasn't really been able to tighten up as much as they could early on in the run. And these 4 cars, the 61, the 28, the 04, and the 39, have just worked their way past all of the leaders.
They were at the back of the pack just 3 laps ago.
3 Chevys and a Dodge lined up together, stuck to the bottom, just hung around the yellow line and made their way all the way to the top of the field. And that puts Pure in the lead, but Cody's got a bit of a run on the 61 coming out of 4 here. Coming through the tri-oval, we're going to have more lap traffic to deal with now. It's non-Croc in the 25 with a whole bunch of rear end damage. No rear panel in that car. These leaders are going to have to navigate around that 25 car somewhere on the back straightaway. 61 goes to the bottom. Looks like Cody's going to follow him. So will Adra. But it could be troublesome for Julio Cesar. He's stuck on the top, and the 25 is going to... Oh, looked like he was going to move down in the 39 at one point. And that's going to not only bunch this pack together, but create a bit of a lead group here. 4 Camaros out front. Chevrolet hasn't won a single race in the Sim Series so far. We've had 3 races, and 3 Fords winning, and 3 Dodges winning. But 4 Chevys out front now. Looking to get a win for this Camaro.
So, at this stage of the race, who do you think could win?
It doesn't seem right to say, but I think Adria Fitzy has a good chance here. That 04 has been at or near the front all day, and when she wasn't, she was able to work back up there pretty quickly.
I think all 4 of these lead cars definitely they have a real chance of winning.
Yeah, they've all been around the front. The 61 we saw put a huge gap on the field.
I think if they stay like this, they could stay away from that pack.
Looking at Stuart Haas, the rest of the cars. The 61, the 28. But Flynn's going to have a look to Cody. And 38, maybe a little bit of impatience, is going to shuffle Cody back. And I think that'll be enough to allow everyone to catch back up. And more lap traffic to deal with. A lot of lap traffic. We have rivals, the 78 and the 98, on track together. It's Asteroid Strike and Hunter B. I had a bit of a post-race commotion after Bristol last week. Both of these guys about to go yet another lap down.
Oh, they're getting held up.
Caution's out. Caution's out.
Oh.
Trouble on track somewhere. Not sure what this caution's for. I think we'll find out in a minute here. Some sort of incident. Caution. Lap 28 out of 94. And I think we're going to see everyone pit now. See what caused this incident here. If there's any issues on track, or it could be just debris falling off one of these damaged cars. What is this caution for?
What is the caution for?
Seen some ghost cautions being thrown by NASCAR. I have no idea what this caution is for.
What? That's a first.
I've never seen anything like that.
Wow.
Let's look at the flag stand here. It's green.
Green and then
yellow here.
Caution. So
could be possible debris on the track, we're hearing from NASCAR. Because there's no other explanation.
There's nobody.
I've never seen that. I've never seen anything like that before. And that'll bunch the whole field back up again.
What a crazy...
And I think in the race to the line, the 61's going to get held up behind Hunter B, and it's going to be LaFlynn zone to the front. Even the DriveThrough Sim series has invisible debris. Nitro Gaming, I think you're right. So the pace car is going to bunch the field up again, and I think everyone's going to pit. We'll see who's on the lead lap here. These guys are going to have to get sorted out here. They were mostly single file anyway, so that certainly helps. And now into the pits they come. So Flynn is going to
got a gap on the
yeah, because of the lapped car.
Cars.
Because there's a lapped car between them. The 38 and the 04 are...
It's a little bit of an advantage for these two.
They're still going to have to battle against each other in the pits. Thank you for subscribing. The Shadow Diamond. Where was that? I had a good camera last time. I think it was this one. So all the lap cars will stay out. Everyone else, it looks like 4 tires is going to be the call. No, just 2. 2 tires for everybody. Just right sides. Here at Talladega, I guess tires aren't that important. Or they don't wear that much.
I'm so curious. I'm so curious to see if there was anything that happened before the caution came out that could have caused a late caution.
It was bizarre. It really was. I don't know if
there was no indication.
I don't know if it had anything to do with the 78 being in front of the field with the damage that he had.
I doubt that.
But it is just bizarre. I mean, it really is. I have a problem with this window. I can't get Streamlabs to show on top of anything else.
Oh, bunching up.
I think they'll be all right. Yeah, they're good. They're not crashing into each other at least.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, they're not hitting each other. That's what matters. It's as long as we don't see what we saw at Daytona again, then I'm gonna be happy. So out front now. I think it's the 38, the 04, the 61. All the lap cars will now pit. Benpai 1024 managed to work his way up here. So did F1 Fan 2751. Impressive run from those guys. I have a window that I can't move. I can't look at it. Okay. I can't read my subscriber notifications because of some kind of technical issue, so I'll let you know like 5 seconds after it happens. That is really bizarre. I've never seen that happen before. It's just not appearing on top. Okay. Whatever. As long as the race is still going, I don't mind it. So as the lap cars get themselves sorted out here at the back, let's look at our standings. So LaFlin Zone out front. Adrian Fitzy in second. Then it's Pure in the 61. Benpai 1024. F1 Fan 2751. Mitchell Collins in 6th. Julio Caesar. Thick Daddy. Chase the Coyote. Rollo still in the top 10. Cody H Gaming down to 11th. Not a great pit stop from that 2018. Gatlin Downey 12th. That's Racer Fan 99. DNP 10. Carter Friesen. Jake 24. NASCAR Lover 201. Your points leader, What Incarnation, still hasn't finished a race out of the top 2. He's DNF'd, but when he's finished, he's either been first or second every single time. Incredible run this 24 cars had this season. Anthony Plays, who we saw led a good number of laps, down in 19th, ahead of a Rusty Fighter in the 55 in 20th. So let's skip on over to the green flag. So the lights are out in the pace car. Hunter B is 2 laps down. Mike PMC, who we saw had that unfortunate incident where he had to pit, has gone a lap down. So has Non Kraka and the big one. They both have a whole bunch of damage. And then Luke Rainey in the 2 from an unscheduled pit stop is also a lap down. So those guys will all be starting on the bottom. Oh, Mark, fun fact. AI decel modifier, if you set it to 0, just means they'll avoid wrecks better. I'll explain that in a second. We're about to go green here for lap 33 of 94. So we're over a third of the way through this Talladega race. Green flag is out, and Pure jumping to the top again. And that's 61, trying to get a run on the 04. All these slow cars at the front might be a little cause for chaos. See how well they get going here. Yeah, so I meant everyone who restarts on the bottom line means they're a lap down. So like Luke Rainey right now is a lap down, even though he's at the front. And if a caution comes out when he's in front of the 38, he will get his lap back. So Luke's going to fight to stay at the front here on the inside of the 38, but LaFlinzone is still in the lead of the race. And this lap traffic up front might kind of split this pack up a little bit. You can see it happening already. So we could get a small group out front, depending on how everyone gets by the slower cars here.
Luke Rainey does have a fast car. He just had that problem earlier that forced him to pit. So if he can stay in front of the leaders or at least get ahead of them and stay ahead of them, he can get a lap back.
It'll certainly be harder here than it was at Bristol.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate because we know that 2 car is so good at super speedways. I mean, Daytona, he started 42nd and ended up winning that race. Already locked into the chase-offs, though, so fighting to stay at the top of the points. Not really that important for him to win, but it'd be really unfortunate if he ends up finishing a lap down. But who knows? We could see some more chaos, cautions, craziness, because that's how the Sim Series goes. And what? They're 4 wide back there.
There's a huge pack.
Oh, they're getting around the slow cars. Yeah, the 53 and the 25 are slow, and everyone else is trying to get around them, or under them. So what Incarnation are really losing a lot of time here. So as I was saying, AI decel modifier, if you turn it down, it just means that the AI jumped to the panic LPs faster. So by turning it up, you just kind of promote more ARCA braking, which I found out after the Daytona race when we had a lot of ARCA braking action. So now it's F1 fan 2751 out front with a push from Mitchell Collins in the 10. Pure's going to have a look to the bottom, but no one to go with him. And we're already closing in on lap traffic. Asteroid Strike 9 is going so slowly here. Only 176. He's 20 miles an hour down in the rest of the field. And he's going to maybe hold this group up enough to let the second group of cars catch up. A little bit stuck in the middle. Mitchell Collins is going to be held up behind the 98. We've seen the 98 and the 10 run into each other once before, so I guess that's not surprising. DNP 10 goes to the bottom and moves for the lead. And Cody H Gaming is at the front again. He's pushing DNP 10 for now, but that 28 is certainly competitive here today at Talladega. We're seeing this small group of 6 cars kind of pull away from everyone else. But maybe, yeah, they're going 3 wide now, so they won't be pulling away anymore for sure. So Cody might get moved back a little bit. It's F1 fan 2751. Looked like he was just so comfortable in the points lead by over 100 points at one point in the season, but 2 DNFs in a row for the 84 team has really, really set them back. The short tracks have not treated them well. Looking for a little bit of redemption here at Talladega today. This field looking very different to how it did earlier on. It's single file, it's strung out, and as we get deeper and deeper into this race, some of these drivers might be taken a little bit more easily than they did at the start. I mean, we saw just 4 wide pack battling hard, and now they're just spread out trying to draft each other.
I am surprised on how much cleaner this race has been than Daytona.
It looks like the Sim Series drivers might be starting to learn something. Or they're all just crash tired after Bristol. I mean, I'm sure that was an expensive race for a lot of these teams. This is looking more like a real plate race. A 2018 race with how strung out and single file this field is. Well, these guys aren't... They're certainly trying to make moves. RacerFan 99 jumps at the bottom, but really nowhere for him to go. Pierre's going to have a look, and they're going to shuffle that 84 back. The NB10 is certainly leading a handful of laps here. Remember, there's 5 bonus points in the series for leading a lap, and 5 more if you lead more laps than anybody else. And I think the 18 might be... I mean, we know Adrian led a lot, but DNP10 has been untouchable since he got up here.
Last week, DNP was the car you wanted to avoid. Now you want to stay with him.
That's true. 18 certainly didn't make a lot of friends at Bristol. But he doesn't need them. That Geico car is way out front. Still pretty single file here. I'm amazed. I don't think I've seen anything like this. See if the 61 and the 22 have a run coming out of the turn. RacerFan's gonna have a look to the bottom. I don't know if he has the momentum to make a move. No, he doesn't. So maybe a little bit of a lull in the excitement as we're getting closer and closer to the halfway point. It's the top. It's up to the 20 of Benpai. The top 15 here have sort of strung out single file and pulled away from everybody else. And then behind them, it's pack racing again, led by Adrian Fitzy from 16th all the way back to 30th position. So 2 15-car packs. One all racing each other and going pretty slowly. The other one, well, I guess now they've got 2 lines. Oh, it's because they're stuck behind Hunter B. It's the 78 holding up the 61 again. And Luke Rainey's held up there as well. So 15 cars, well, plus Luke Rainey, 16 cars in this lead group. And then 15 in the group behind them. And these guys are battling hard. You want excitement, you just got to look further back from the leaders. 3 lanes back in this group. But it looks like Hunter B is sort of... He's pulled Think Daddy and Chase the Coyote off of this lead group. We could see them fall back into that second pack. And maybe they'll be able to close in on these leaders, but not if they keep racing single file like this. These guys are probably setting really fast lap times now. The leaders are going 49 flat, 48.8. And the second group is going 49.2, 48.8, 49.8. Pretty similar, but I think a little bit slower. And DNP10 is still leading. I think I could drive in the Alado snowbank. Doesn't seem that hard. I guess a lot of people live down south, so there's no snowbanks there. Would be pretty difficult for them. Carter Friesen makes the move into 3rd place. That's going to put Cody H Gaming back into 4th. But DNP10 is just, I mean, holding strong up here. Maybe RacerFan99 is just going to, I think he's just happy pushing him up front. He doesn't need to challenge for the lead.
They're just slowly pulling away.
They really are, and this group is now split. We've got just 7 cars up front, and then it's another small group of cars, and the big pack back here is not doing as well. This is really surprising, given all of this 4-wide racing earlier on, that these guys have spread out like this, not battle each other for the lead, and they're setting pretty fast laps. But they've got some more lap traffic in front of them. It's the 53 and the 25 yet again. Now going too wide. Hopefully they straighten themselves out by the time the leaders get to them. Certainly don't want to see what happened to Chase the Coyote at Daytona. And the lead got damaged after running into one of the... Oh! Carter Friesen pits.
Whoa.
The 33... I don't know, is that...
Kind of went flying on the pit road.
There's no way that's strategy because it's so early on. What an interesting call. They might be trying to fix something. Yeah, he's sitting in there for a while. No, he's back out again.
Was that fuel?
It might be extending a run. I don't think we're in the window just yet because we pitted so recently. Maybe strategy, maybe problems. Not sure what's going on for the 33 car, but Carter Friesen had such a good run.
You could see more pitting.
I think we'll see if it's strategy or not based on how many teams respond to this. But Carter Friesen's definitely going to lose a lap here. And as someone who is running in 3rd place, that doesn't seem like the right call to make.
It almost looked like a last-minute decision, too. It kind of darted off the track and just went into the pits. It almost seemed like
hopefully got it
he was
slowed
going
down
too fast. He kind of went flying into the pits and barely got it slowed down for his pit stall.
So he is on the lead lap for now, but the leaders are closing in pretty quickly behind him. Although the 18 and the 22 are now... Well, I guess they did a better job of getting through traffic than everybody else. So DNB 10 leading so many laps here. Looks like this race is really spread out, more than I thought it could. The second group is certainly not short of good battles. Got a couple rows of 3 wide. 3 by 3 by 3 now. So this, I think Adra's on this group as well. Nope. I don't know where Adra Fitzy went. No Priya's here. Where is the 04 car? Adra Fitzy's in 28th. So not doing too hot. Oh, she's lost the draft. Fireball 398 and Adra Fitzy have lost the draft of this second group. Probably through lap traffic, but that'll be costly if they end up going a lap down. If we stay going green here, some of these guys that have just dropped off from these packs might end up losing laps and just not being able to compete at the end. So we go back up to the leaders. They've now lapped Carter Friesen, and he's unable to hold on. The 22 and the 18,
they're gone.
2.7 seconds up the road from 3rd place. working together and staying way out front. DNP10, RacerFan 99. I'm impressed by these guys. I've seen some. I won't really call it a two-car tandem, but it's a tandem of cars way out there.
Sure, a lot of these guys really want a yellow now. Except for these two. Except for the
Sure.
2 leaders.
The not the damaged cars, but the cars that just can't hold on to the draft of the pack. The 24, the 77, the 4. All of these guys on the lead lap, but kind of in danger of going a lap down if we stay green, especially if we go through a pit cycle. So let's go back to the second group here. So they've now caught up to Carter Friesen. They're certainly forming up a little bit, but the gap is growing. Now it's 3.1 seconds. So that 2-car pairing of DNP10 and RacerFan 99 is pulling away from this big group of cars. Luke Rainey asks, how many laps down is... you're only 1 lap down. And in this group with all of these guys, the 2 is certainly fast, but stuck a lap down after that pit issue.
If we start to get green flag pit stops, there could be a lot of confusion, and that could result in a wreck or some sort of contact.
And we might see Carter Friesen back competing again at the front, because he extended his run, certainly. Even if he had to fix something, I think they still took fuel. Oh! Contact between Flynn and Hunter. Could have been dangerous. I think they're okay. It doesn't look like there's any damage on the 38 car.
Look at... who's that back there? Who got a huge run on this pack?
Now as everyone's trying to work past Hunter, they're spread out yet again. And now it's just 2 seconds separate the 61 and the leaders. So Pure's closed. He's closed in on these leaders a little bit. And if he runs in a pair with Luke Rainey, they might be able to close down DNP10 or RacerFan 99. Now up to 2.3 seconds.
Lap back.
It's true. If this 2 pushes hard here. So we're past the halfway point. They're going to cross the line here with 40 laps to go. And they're definitely going to have to pit at least once. But Carter might not have to. He might have pitted early to extend his run. Now he knows he can run in the pack with these guys and get a whole bunch of speed. And if we go green to the end, that 33 could be in a good position. So let's see the gap of the line between the 61 and the leader. 2.9 seconds. So now they're falling back again. This pair is unstoppable. The story of the day. DNP10 and RacerFan 99. Look at the gap. And this is with a pretty long lens going down the back straightaway. That's a lot of time to just drive away from at Talladega. So now under 40 laps to go, the 18 and the 22 still together. And this pack isn't even really closing in on the 2 and the 61. This is entirely different from the start of the race.
I don't know. They're catching... it looks like they're catching them, just slightly.
3.3 seconds now. They're falling back. They're falling back by quite a bit every time around. Single file now. Maybe that'll get them going.
I think they should stay single file. I think that's their only chance.
But they're so far away from each other. I think that they'd close in, they might go even faster. Let's see what Mitchell does, because he's recently jumped up behind... No, they're not going to go single file. Mitchell Collins wants to go. And he's going to move Luke Rainey up. We'll see the gap at the line here. 3.6 seconds. 3.7 almost.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Just working together and driving away. But remember, we're going to have at least one more. We're going to have at least a green flag pit cycle or another caution. I mean, these guys are running, look at these lap times. 48.2. And these guys behind them, 48.5. Oh, we got guys pitting now.
Pitting.
Cody.
Let's see what this does.
The 3, the 39. So NASCAR lover and Rolo coming in.
They just go flying into the pits.
Yeah, the 39 has the first pit box. That's why he did so well through the yellow flags. Pre McShane comes in, so does Thick Daddy. Wow, they're coming in hot. Wow, they're coming in hot.
How are they not getting penalties?
12 Anderson Reed just came flying into the pits. So let's see if the leaders will respond. The 22 and the 18. Hopefully they'll be able to communicate to pit on at the same time. Otherwise they'll definitely lose
I think
ground.
they might. I think
no, the 22 moves up the
one
track
of them
though.
might. Well, DNP.
DNP 10 comes in, but RacerFan 99 stays out.
He's going to lose a lot of time because of that.
They're both going to lose a lot of time. So Pure stays out. The 10, the
Here they
59. A lot of these guys coming in now.
Whoa.
Oh, contact
Oh!
on the pit. The 00 of Julio Cesar gets into the back of Luke Rainey. Couldn't get a
Oh,
load up in
no.
time. That's a whole lot of damage.
That is disastrous for Julio Cesar.
We can look at a replay later on because we got to find out. Here comes the 18 out of the pits. A lot of these guys are entering the pits so quickly. So let's go back on over and see where the 22 is on track. He's right now just putting NASCAR over 201 a lap down, but moving down the track. Yep, RacerFan 99 is going to come in this time.
Yep.
And into the pits he comes very quickly. Pure comes as well, as does the
What are
38.
these guys doing?
So the 22 was in the lead of the race. We'll see who's still out on track. This could put Carter Friesen up front. I think everyone's coming in now. Everyone who hasn't pitted before. So I don't know what happened to Julio Cesar, but there he is. He's got a hot rod now. Running into the pack of Luke Rainey, coming into the pits. That'll damage both of those cars, but the 00 looks destroyed. So let's watch. 22 coming out of the pits now through turns 1 and 2. It's Mitchell Collins up front. Mitchell Collins, then Cody H. Gaming. And by pitting a lap earlier, the 10
They're all spread out.
is up front.
Everyone is spread out.
So DNP 10 will fall back. He loses that lead that he has by pitting late. Down the back straightaway they come. Mitchell Collins gets around the 38. He's going to get around Pure here. I don't think he has the momentum to catch up to RacerFan 99. And somehow through the pit cycle, it's the 22 way out front. And he might have a little bit of help from Hirohito here, who's a lap down. But I'm pretty sure that 45 is clean. Caution's out.
Caution.
Caution flag. Trouble
What
somewhere
happened?
on the track.
Oh, there's
down
a
the back straightaway.
big spin.
Let's see what happened. Lap 61 of 94 at the end of the pit cycle. It's Spitfire.
Spitfire.
The 48.
What happened to him?
He's got a good run of these guys who just pitted. Comes down the track, but slow on the bottom.
There.
Hello, I'm you. And just runs
Wow.
into him.
Oh.
That'll definitely bring out the caution. I think he managed to keep it rolling here. Whoa, everybody misses him.
Nice little 360 and kept going.
Hello, I'm you got a whole lot of right side damage, but looks like he's going to keep rolling as well. So not a lot of damage done, but certainly not the greatest driving from Spitfire in the 48. I'm sure Hello, I'm you will have some words to say about that after the race. And this is going to bring everybody back together. So I think the pit cycle is complete. And Carter Friesen, who we might have criticized for pitting as early as he did, is now in 10th place. As it looks like nobody runs into each other, catching up to the line. That's always a good thing. And the 22 is going to pit again. RacerFan 99 is going to come in again, as will the 61. Carter Friesen's going to pit. Just
Maybe they're trying to make it to the end of the race.
A little bit of a longer run. Because in a pack, I guess, losing track position isn't that important. So I think this is going to give Mitchell Collins the lead. And a lot of these guys will be able to work further up, but interesting call. The thing is, as these guys pit, they'll now be at the back, and they have to do a good job of getting around the lap traffic. Otherwise, they won't end up being in the lead group. So out front, the 10 of Mitchell Collins, the 38 of Flynn Zone, and then Cody H Gaming is third. So Gatlin Downey, DNP 10 now down to 5th, Ben Pye 1024, NASCAR Lover 201, Rollo in 8th, Julio Caesar in this car is in 9th place right now.
Wow.
In
After coming in like super fast.
Yep. And it's the 84, F1 Fan 2751 behind them. And then the 9, who we saw lose the draft so early on, was way behind. Fireball 398 is just right back in it. We're going to have, I think, just over 30 laps to go when we go green here. Let's skip on over. Get ready for the ending. So, James, what do you think? Do you think these guys will be going single file again, or do you think we're going to see some more forward wide crazy pack action at the end of this race here?
At first, I think it'll be more calm, but near the end of the race, I think if we get a late race restart, it'll be insane and chaotic, and someone will get very lucky, and someone will get very unlucky.
So now, out of the race, Brendan Smalley and Xander M from that crash early on. Everybody else is still running. We have 40 cars running in this race still. On lap 64 at Talladega, that's impressive. Hunter B is 4 laps down. Non-Cracker, the big one, Asteroid Striker, all 2 laps down. Luke Rainey, Mike PMC are still 1 lap down, and then Hirohito is pretty much 1 lap down. He's at the front of the pacing line, but about to lose. So Mitchell Collins leads. Pace car pulls in. We're going to have 30 laps to go here.
Definitely think the top 5 all have a great shot to win right now. I'm sure if Cody wins, it will be a very popular win.
Green flag is out. We are racing yet again. All these lappers are doing surprisingly well on the inside. Julio Caesar's going to be holding some people up, though. We'll see how well RacerFan 99 and those guys in the back who pitted can get through this. So Mitchell Collins is kind of stuck behind Hirohito here. And that's certainly going to allow the pack behind them to close on up. Down the back straight away. This looks like it did early on. Spreading right out. Everybody trying to find some...
This is starting to look like lap 1.
Trying to find some space. And Mitchell Collins is going to go to the bottom of the 45. And maintain the lead. But he's going to have to get past Mike PMC here as well. More lap traffic. Gatlin Downey with a big move to the bottom. And LaFlynn Zone goes to the bottom for the lead. Oh. Here comes the 38. And they're... Oh! Problems!
Oh,
the 84.
No.
F1 Fan 2751 gets turned off the nose of Rollo. Saves it. Slows down. He might come back up on the pack here. Be careful. Be careful. He stays on the apron.
Smart about it.
Great job. Great drive from F1 Fan 2751. That could have been absolutely chaotic, with these guys going 4 wide beside him. Now. He's out of the draft, but another caution might put him back in the mix. Mitchell Collins and Flynn Zone going side by side for the lead. Cody pushing Mitchell. Catlin pushing LaFlynn Zone on the bottom. 2 by 2 at the front, and DNP10 working his way back up here.
They're pulling away again.
Well, I think a lot of the pack had to check up a little bit when the 39 and the 84 got into each other.
True.
But we'll see.
Look at Rolo.
Now that pack is close together, they might be faster than the leaders. If these,
A lot more bunched up back here.
if the damaged cars can move back, and these guys can get around them, stay together, they might be able to close this gap up. Down the back straightaway they come, and it's 4 wide back there. Mitchell Collins leads, Flynn Zone in second, Code H Gaming making the move. Here comes the 28 in the second place. Hasn't led a lap yet today, but he's been at the front for a lot of the time. Certainly the most popular driver here in the Sim Series. See if he
Keep
can.
an eye out for that 39 car. I've been watching him. He's been making up a ton of spots the last couple of laps.
Let's go back real quick and look at the contact between him and the 84, because we know that was coming through the trioval here. They're all slow behind the big one. Rolo takes a look to the bottom, and then it's
They were 5 wide.
yeah, they're 5 wide. 84 just gets
Is it-
squeezed. They go through the grass, and I'm amazed that did not end in a huge wreck.
I think that transition that I was talking about earlier in the race played a part in that. I think maybe let's see. Maybe so.
Maybe, because the 84 is like
'Cause
on that
he's right on it.
transition.
Yeah. It de-wedges the car.
And he comes down, because he could certainly be closer to the 20. He comes down,
Maybe he was reacting to the big one.
comes across the
moving
nose
down.
of the 39.
Maybe he was reacting to the
And they managed
to
to
the
keep
big one
going.
moving down.
They managed to keep going, and that enough is impressive.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the present here. It looks like Cody got shuffled back. Oh, he made the move again. And
Oh,
F1 from 2751. Oh, I guess he's all
Very
alone. That's why
slow.
he's going slow.
but that's much slower than just being out of the draft.
You're right, because he is all the way back around here. Let's see how he does now that he's in the draft again. Because he might be
Okay.
able to keep up. Because we know he lost a lot of time being stuck on the apron. It looks like he's doing okay now that he's in the draft.
Yeah. And they're spread out again.
They really are. Mitchell Collins out front is driving away from everybody. And this whole pack is spread out over a great distance now. These late race restarts aren't really proving to be as... well, they're not bringing the pack together and going 4 wide like they did at the start. Well, at least we can see everyone in one shot now, which we couldn't before. Cody's looking for second again. And these guys aren't really closing in on the 10 because they keep battling each other for second place. I'm amazed. Just that these guys can stay single file and not get caught by everybody else.
They can stay nose to tail like this. They can definitely.
Well, it looks like they're
Slowly catching back
they
up.
are catching them. We can look at the gaps. Third place is definitely closing in on them. And they're battling for second again.
And that's going to allow.
Gatlin Downey, Rolo, DNP, all these guys catching up. Rolo's
Here
making
goes
a move to the
Rolo.
bottom.
Make a move for fourth.
It's a great job from a substitute driver. Into the top 5 and doing this well so late in the race. In a race that he had to qualify his way into.
Here
Well,
comes DMP.
qualify race his way into, but DNP on the bottom. And Rusty's behind him. This pack is starting to form up a little bit now. Although the bulk of the pack is still pretty far back. Cody's making the move again for second place. 20 and the 30 have just been
This might
swapping.
be it here.
Lap
If-
after lap swapping.
If fourth place can catch these leaders, I think it might be it for. I think Cody can actually complete the pass. Because Rolo can get underneath the 38.
And he is underneath
Yep.
the 38. Here comes
That 39
Rolo,
is moving.
substituting in for an injured Skull and Bones after a hard wreck at Bristol
And here they go. They're going to...
into third place. And KHP01, who hasn't been relevant at all so far today, into fourth. And Flynn is really getting shuffled back now. But it looks like this pack is starting to form up. Could have a group of cars here battling for the win. Cody.
I am hoping for no lap cars to get involved.
Well, let's look up the road. We've got some hot rods. The 00 and the 78, both without a front end, are going... Well, because they're together, they're actually not that slow.
They're about the same pace, so they're able to...
If they're both going 180, and these guys at the front are going 196, so it's about the same pace as an undamaged car would be alone. So, by running into the back of Luke Rainey, Julio Cesar has kind of become a working buddy for Hunter B, and now he's less of a problem for the leaders. KHP01 making the move in a second, and he's got momentum. He might try for the lead here. He's gotten past Cody H Gaming.
39 is getting closer and closer and closer.
Here we go. KHP01 at the bottom. And now Mitchell Collins can't defend at all. 3 Chevys.
No help on the outside.
So KHP01 to the front for the first time today.
And Cody might try and make a run for the lead here. Oh, nope. Gets cut off.
He's got F1 Fan 2751 behind them, who is a lap down after that incident with the 39. Rolo's fallen back a little bit now. Out of the top 10. So Cody's still in second. Hasn't been able to lead a single lap this race. See what they can do with that in the back straightaway. Rusty's making a move. Trying to get clear into third place. Trying to get past the lapped 84 car. Can't get a bumper in just yet. Under 20 laps to go here at Talladega. Wow, Rolo's really fallen back. He's at the back of this whole pack. Behind the 3 of NASCAR Lover 201. Mr. Collins having a look to the inside. No help there. But he will get a nose under the 55 just on the run that he had. And we know that 10 is fast. But we have lap traffic maybe coming into effect here. The second group of cars is within striking distance of the first if we got held up by the 00 and the 78. So Mitchell Collins trying to
we
get
have lap cars
clear into
ahead.
third. Still going about 180. So definitely going to slow the leaders down if they can't get around them cleanly. But the more single file these guys are, the easier time they will have getting through. But boxed in the 8 car. Mitchell Collins goes to the bottom. And now he gets blocked, so I think KHP1 is going to retain the lead. And that's actually, I think, a good thing, because by slowing down this pack, they're going to allow the second pack to catch up. And maybe mix things up.
They really want to get around them, though.
KHP1 makes the move around the outside. Mitchell Collins is trying to go around the bottom.
The entire pack has just been slowed up.
But that second group is still, 4.6 seconds down the road last time around. Let's see where they are when they get to the line again. But now that second group is going to get held up by these lappers. Andrew asks, what happened to the 77? It's a really good question, actually. 77 is last car on the lead lap. Not doing too great. I think DriveThrough's been at the back pretty much all day. He's lost the draft, so yeah, pretty slowly. No damage, just not much speed. So that second group has now caught those lapped cars, and a little bit of contact between the 42 and the 78. Perry McShane getting a little bit impatient with the way Hunter B is sort of blocking this pack a little bit. Now he's going to really hold up this bottom line. And it might
Blocking every lane.
It might force these guys to go 4 wide.
And here's Julio's. He's in front of the 78. Now pulling down to the inside.
So
Gonna
Prius
block
going to
this
get
entire
around them.
pack.
So only the driver is able to get around the outside who can come through. Or Age of 50 is going to try the middle. And that might just work out for the 04 car. Because McSpookboy can't really move the 00 up. And with a draft from the 9, that middle lane might work out. It's pretty dicey back there, that's for sure. Look, chat, I can appreciate some good racing after the chaos we had at Bristol.
Mitchell Collins
To the lead. To the lead. Mitchell Collins in that 10 car. Back to the lead. I mean, he's been at the front quite a bit here today. KHP1 having a look to the bottom a little bit. Down the back straightaway.
Asteroid strike.
Asteroid strike going about 181. So they're still quite a bit faster. KHP having to move for the lead again.
This is helping Cody catch up.
The 28 and the 38.
And everyone else.
I mean, these guys have been together all day. Cody and Flynn.
They got a great run.
Flynn's going to come to the bottom, though. He's not going to push Cody through. They're going to go...
Oh, but he's going to block.
Won't go 3 wide.
And here goes Cody. As long as they don't get held up.
KHP01 gets held up a little bit. They're going to try the outside. And it's going to work out for them. Everybody else is going to get stuck behind Asteroid Strike. And 3 cars.
Just a 3-car breakaway.
3 cars pulling away from everybody else.
Ooh, Mitchell Collins.
I haven't looked to the inside, but Cody will say no. He'll stay in the draft of the 8 car. Well, we'll see now if the second group can catch up to these leaders. Mitchell Collins actually does get the run in second place. So 3 cars ahead. Now the 38, the 7. We see Rollo in the 39 and the lap down car of F1 Fan 2751. These guys are going to have to work together if they want to catch these leaders. Let's see where the gap is at the line. 1.91 seconds to close in on the 8, the 10, and the 28. Cody's falling back a little bit.
He's got no help behind him.
It's hard being the last car in line. I think he's going to get a pretty good draft from the 8 down the back straightaway. And if Mitchell Collins stays on the inside here, no, he can't. KHP01 still clear of the 10 car. Cody's bitten.
Oh, Cody. I'm sure this is just a...
I think maybe the guys who didn't pit might have to stop and gas up to make it to the end because someone else is coming to pit as well. It's the 3 of NASCAR Lover 201. So, pitting early might pay off here, but when they do their outlap, they'll be all alone. So these guys might have to pit one more time. The 10 and the 8 still out front. 2 seconds back to the next pack. And here comes Mitchell Collins for the lead. To the bottom of the track. And going side by side like this without any help, it could slow them down.
And
Mitchell
Collins
gonna pit.
Gonna come in.
So these guys do need to stop
DNP.
one more time. DNP comes in, but these guys coming in all alone will certainly cost them.
Oh, man.
Gatlin Downey entered so much faster.
That was crazy.
Pulled way ahead of the 18. I think we're seeing some leniency on the pit road speed limits. So
Definitely.
Cody pits early, but with nobody around him, he's going to be so slow on this outlap. And that could cost him. But the 8's all alone now. This pack, by staying together, if they can pit without being left alone, the 7, the 38, these guys might be able to close in that huge gap that the leaders had. Because all of the leaders pitted on different laps. So let's see who's going to come in.
See what happens here. I think a lot more might come in.
It's
No.
just Flynn and Rusty.
Don't run over each other.
So 10 laps to go. KHP01 stayed out as well. So still in the lead of this race. This might be a fuel mileage run here. Some of these guys might try to stay out.
Wow.
I mean, we saw
This could be crazy.
the 22 and a whole bunch of other cars who pitted under caution to extend by 1 or 2 laps. It could pay off. It could absolutely pay off. So we'll see who stays out, who pits. Because KHP's trying to hold this lead, but he might have to come in now. Let's see what the call is. Staying out.
Oh,
KHP01 does not come in.
here comes someone else.
Anderson Reed
Who's
does.
that?
But this group of cars is staying out. They're trying to make it last.
I think because they're in the draft, they can save just a little bit more fuel.
But they've got some of these, it's not really lapped cars, or I guess it is now, but they're not damaged. But these cars who have pitted and have been stuck out alone, like Michael Deitch in the 57, are going to hold them up a little bit. KHP1 all alone out front. He's got a second over this group, but they should be catching him pretty quickly now. And everyone who pitted
They're really starting to.
will start losing laps now. So Cody H Gaming at the tail end of the lead lap here, along with Ben Pye in the 20. They could end up helping the 8 if he can work with them in a draft. See if anyone from this lead group comes in. Rolo will. Oh, Carter Friesen.
Carter Friesen.
Contact with the 83. I think Carter was
Really want to get into the pits.
trying to pit from the outside lane. That could have been disastrous. And a
I
caution
think Rolo's
now.
at a disadvantage at that first pit box because he has to slow way down before.
It's
it can
true,
go
yeah.
on.
He has to slow down
Pretty
earlier.
well.
So advantage under caution, disadvantage in green flag runs.
Yeah.
So KHP01 now working with Cody H Gaming, who's now a lap down, and staying
This could get
2
bad back
seconds
here.
clear of this group. But now he's got a pretty slow Kumon Cup series in front of him. He's going to have to lift off. So KHP01 still staying out. Now he comes in. No, he doesn't. He's just
No.
making the move to the bottom. I thought he was coming for the pits, but he wasn't. Not yet.
Wow.
So staying out. Oh, Carter Friesen had a problem. Engine problem for the 33, and he's out of the race.
Wow.
That is such a shame. So late in the running. They say it's valve train issues under the hood of that 33 car. Which is, I mean, that's such a shame for those guys. So who has stayed out? I think it's just these guys on the top left of your screen. The 8, the 61, the 32, the 7, the 22, RacerFan99, who pitted under caution and might be able to make it to the end. I don't know if KHP can make it. He's been in the draft a lot, but he's coming now.
Here he comes.
Here comes the 8 car. Down pit road. So does Anthony Plays in the 32. Chase the Coyote in the 7 as well. This is becoming a real big strategy battle at the front. Savage Toy Show's going to come in.
Who's gonna cycle out as the leader?
I think it'll be Pure in the 61. Yep, Pure's going to lead that lap. And second place will be...
How many seconds?
I don't know who second place is.
5?
22. So RacerFan99 is in second place right now. And we
A
think
caution
he,
now could end the race.
he might be able to make it to the end at 22. Because we know he pitted and he got that extra splash of fuel that Pure doesn't have. Even though he's got a 7-second lead.
Oh.
61 staying out. He might be trying to go to the end here. And it could cost him. But if there is a caution, it'll likely end the race and the 61 will be the winner. Unless he runs out of gas when they're pacing. So this is serious strategy at play here. The exact opposite of Bristol. This is not chaos. We've had our good racing. And now it's strategy. The 61 staying out. He still has 6.5 seconds over the 29 and the 22. And I think, did the 22 pit? He might have. RacerFan99, despite his extra splash of gas, yeah, he's still going to have to come in. So strategy didn't quite work out. And if he's pitting...
Could that mean the 61 could pit?
If he's pitting and he got the splash of gas, I think that's bad. That's a bad sign for the 61. He might not make it to the end here. But he's going to try. He's staying out there.
I mean, I would try too.
29's coming in as well, which means I think that cycles everybody through, and it's just Pure in the 61 trying to make it last on gas. And with 4 laps left, he might be able to do it. If he'd been conserving under caution and staying in the draft, he could make it work. So we'll have to wait for them to come around to look at the order again after everybody else is pitted. But Pure in the 61 is trying to make it to the end. No, he comes in now.
No.
He was staying out, and I think he got to his limit. Just couldn't do it anymore, and the 61 will come into the pits, which means who do we pick up? I think it's the 8. I think KHP01 is out front now by a good margin.
Absolutely.
Over the 32 and the rest of these guys.
Yeah.
Because he's past the 29 now. He's sort of been working with the lap traffic, and by extending that run, has extended his lead by about 4 seconds over everybody else, and we may have the least exciting finish to a Sim Series race ever.
Never know.
Now working through this lap traffic, let's see where Pure in the 61 comes out. He's coming through 1 and 2 right now, and the 8 is entering 1, so Pure might have it if he can accelerate down the back straightaway. It could be close between the 61 and the 8.
Still have the lead.
Here comes the 8 out of the
Here
turn.
comes
He's
the
got
8.
drive-through behind him. It could be a battle between...
I think the 61 might have it.
He's picking up speed now, and he's way out front. I think by staying out longer, they had to put less gas in the car. The pit stop was quicker, but he's all alone, and the 8 has kind of a push from the 77. And
Plus his car is lighter.
It's true. But he's still 10 miles an hour slower than the 8, who's catching him pretty quickly.
Still gaining speed since the restrictor plate.
We'll see the gap at the line. 2 laps to go.
This could be a close finish.
Did the Campbell work out 1 second now? The 8
1
is
second
closing
lead.
in. This is not the super speedway finish we would expect, but this is exciting nonetheless.
This could be a really close finish, actually.
Well, the 8's going to have the draft down the straightaway. They're going to have to deal with some lap traffic, though.
This
And
could be a really close finish.
KHP's going to have to get past Pure at some point within the next lap and a quarter. The gap is closed right down. KHP1's going to move up the track.
HB has such a run.
Well, he got all that draft down the back straightaway, but he doesn't have the momentum to make the move, does he?
Are you sure about that?
They're side by side coming into the tri-oval. Here comes the 8, trying to make it work on the outside. If he can clear him by the time they get to turn 1, that might work. White flag, 1 lap to go.
Definitely clear, but here comes the lap traffic.
They're going to have to deal with the big one. They're going to have to get past him somehow.
Oh, it's going to hold.
They're both moving up
They're
the
both
track.
going to get around. Pure can get the draft.
If Pure gets a run coming down the back straightaway, this could be close. KHP01 leads. Pure could make it work on strategy. He's closing, but he's not closing enough.
Closing.
Just a car length away down the back straightaway. Coming to turn 3 and 4, not close enough if he has to make a move.
Has to be about right.
Has to be coming out of
About
4.
now.
He's got a run,
It
though.
has to happen now.
Is he going to have a look to the bottom? He's not close
He
enough.
could.
He's not close enough. It won't do it.
He
No.
might make a move, but it won't be enough. Yeah.
KHP01 will win it in a thrilling finish. The end of this Alabama Gang 250. Closer than it seems. After all the fuel strategy work, here come these packs of cars. Those pit stops certainly mixed up the order. Mitchell Collins finishes 3rd. LaFlin's on 4th. Anderson Reed, with a very late pit stop, ends up in the top 5. Chase the Coyote 6th, and then it's Rusty in the 55 finishes 7th. Gatlin Downey 8th. Anthony Plays 32 9th. DNP 10 only 10th after all those laps led. But KHP01, he stuck out there for a long time. He got lucky with some lap traffic to help him. And that John Deere number 8 Chevy Camaro is going to victory lane, and KHP01 has punched his ticket into the chase-offs. So let's go through the full order after an exciting but not chaotic Talladega race. KHP01 wins with a pretty high average speed, 160 miles an hour. It's impressive enough. Pure second by just under a tenth of a second. Mitchell Collins, LaFlynn Zone, Anderson Reed, Chase the Coyote, Rusty Fighter, Gatlin Downey, Anthony Plays, and DNP 10. Adrian Fitzy ends up 11th. Rolo in a substitute start ends up 12th. That's pretty impressive. Weak Boy 13th. Cody only 14th. Jake 24. Kumon Cup Series, Thick Daddy, Ben Pie 1024, Michael Deitch, and Midlife 9999 inside the top 20. Then it's McSpookboy, NASCAR Lover 201, Savage Toy Show, Racer Fan 99, Priya McShane, Spitfire, Hello I'm You, F1 Fan 2751, who was a lap down, ends up getting it back, finishes 28th. So good job by him. What Incarnation, the points leader, only 29th. We could see a little bit of a shaking up at the top of the point standings. Definitely keep an eye out in the Discord for that later on tonight. Fireball 398, 30th. And then one lap down, DriveThrough, Hirohito, and Mike PMC. 2 laps down, Luke Rainey, Julio Caesar. And then Asteroid Strike, the big one, Non-Kraka, Hunter B. Carter Friesen retired pretty late in the race with a valve train issue. So disappointing for the 33 team. He was running in 3rd place at some point. And then Brendan Smalley and Sander M. The only cars to retire from an accident was that little wreck we saw so early on in the race. Well, that's certainly a surprise, isn't it?
That's not how I expected this race to go, but
It's certainly
still
not
great.
It's not how you'd expect any Talladega race to go, but I mean, after the craziness that was Bristol, I will certainly take it. So I'm going to export because I remembered. Nice. Okay, let me actually, I don't trust myself. I'm going to make sure that I exported properly because I do not want to lose that. Because it'll tell me how many lead changes there were too. Yeah, I have it. Okay. And let's go on to some donuts. Again, tune in next week. We're going to be racing at Charlotte. Still haven't really decided whether it's the Roval or not, but it probably won't be. I think we need to see some 1.5 mile oval action in the Sim series. Keep an eye out in the Discord. If you're not in already, you should be, because point standings will be up later tonight, and we could see a whole lot changing with a bad run from What Incarnation today. And the chase-offs are only 3 races away. So let's go. The first Chevy winner in the Sim series. Race 7. Toyotas still haven't won anything. But at least we have a Chevy now. KHP01 in that nice Chad Little throwback car. Looks really good. One of the best looking cars in the Sim series, I gotta say. And let's go for a little bit of, what's the saves? Donut action. I do have to Bristol. There it is. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in. We had a lot of viewers today. We didn't deliver on the chaos, but I think we delivered on the excitement. Thanks to Janza for commentating with me. It was fun. It's great to have you along. And
It's a great race. Fun.
a little dip in the middle, but certainly exciting. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Watch out next Tuesday for Charlotte. It'll be fun. Watch out later this week at some point, maybe for a Homestead prediction stream. Ooh. Top secret, top tips. Let's get to these burnouts and the celebration from KHP01. Your winner here at Talladega Superspeedway.